TJ, thanks for being here with us.
Of course.
That's a great season for you and Paris. You know that the whole Europe is talking about you and your team, right?
Yeah, it's been a crazy season, a crazy start to the season. Obviously, we're on an incredible run right now, making a lot of noise in Europe, but we're just trying to stay focused as best as possible with all the noise, all the media, and keep focusing on one game at a time.
You are a small guard, and for many people that's not an advantage. But how do your size in your game? How do you manage that?
Yeah, I mean it's difficult. Obviously, I've been small my whole life, so I've learned over the years like different things that work for me. Obviously, I like to use my speed. I like to use change of direction, but also my coaches, my teammates, they put me in good positions that I can be successful on the court, and that my size is not a disadvantage, and I can use it to my advantage.
So, and you're in the first place of standings. You play against Olympiacos, who is second. What's your opinion about Olympiacos, and how will you deal with it, with that game?
Yeah, it's going to be a super difficult game. Obviously, we're going up against arguably the best team in the competition. A great team at home. We know about the fans, and we know how much of a six-man it is playing here. But it's going to be super difficult. They got a very talented roster with Sasha Vesenkov coming back, and other guys that have been together for multiple years, so we know it's going to be a big fight. We'll have to focus on the things that we do well and try to make them uncomfortable over the course of 40 minutes and see if we could pull out a W.
I don't know if you know that, but earlier today, Coach Bartzokas said that you are a very special player and a great talent. Your thoughts about this?
That's an amazing thing to hear from a coach like that who's been everywhere. He's been to Final Fours. He's won championships. Obviously, he has a staple here in Olympiacos. It's an incredible honor for him to even acknowledge me as a player. This is my first year in the EuroLeague. Obviously, I've worked to get here, but for my peers and coaches to give me compliments, it's just huge respect and a huge honor to hear that.
EuroLeague fans thought that Paris victories early in the season was just a surprise, but you have tremendous consistency and you reached 9 victories.
Yeah, obviously there's not much expectations for us coming in. I know people obviously had their doubts about us, and early when we were winning, nobody really thought of it, but as the winning streak has continued, we've gained more respect. More teams are obviously taking us serious because we're coming in, we're taking each team as serious as possible, and we're going in each game with the confidence that we can win. So it's great to be able to be on this streak that we're on, but we know we have to stay humble. We know we have to stay focused on one game at a time and not get too far ahead of ourselves.
2 years ago, you won the BCL, you were the MVP. 1 year ago, you won the Euro Cup, you were the MVP. And now, Paris are first on the table, and you won the MVP of November. I mean, did you expect something like that?
Internally, I did. I always believed that if I'm in the right system with the right coach at the right time, that I could showcase my skills, showcase my talents, and that's what the rest of Europe is kind of seeing now. Obviously, I did it at different levels leading up to here in the EuroLeague, but now to be able to be the November MVP, it's a huge blessing. It's a huge honor to just be recognized amongst what we would say the best players in Europe, some best players in the world. So yeah, it's just a huge honor for me, and I don't take it for granted, and I'm hoping I can continue this for the rest of the season.
Has there ever been an interest from a Greek team to sign you?
I don't think there's been interest from a Greek team. I don't like to talk much about teams that were interested, but I just focus on where I'm at now, and it's with Paris.
Okay, and I want to ask you about your coaches. You said about your coaches.
Yeah.
First of all, how is your collaboration with Mr. Splitter? And of course, I really want to know about your previous coach, Mr. Lizalo. He's a man who trusted you, who believed in you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, first off, I mean, Coach Thiago Splitter has done a great job. Coming in, it's not an easy job to take over. Obviously, we had a lot of success last year in the Euro Cup, even the previous year in the Champions League, and now for him to come in, continue this thing, he's been able to find like a great mix of keeping the old things that worked and bringing in some new ideas, bringing in some new things to help us be successful at this level. Obviously, with a coach like him, he's played many years in the EuroLeague, played many years in the NBA. He's got a lot of experience, so it's been great for him to be able to give that to us as players now. And I mean, just to speak on my coach from last year, Coach Isalo, he's the guy that kind of gave me this spotlight, brought me into the European international side of the basketball world. For him to be able to give me the guidance, the confidence from Champions League up to Euro Cup, And now when I'm doing in the EuroLeague, I can't help but to acknowledge what he's been able to do for me up until this point, because without him, I probably wouldn't be here at the EuroLeague level. So it's a big credit to him and a thanks to him.
And one last question about the interview. Coach Lisalo is an assistant coach on Grizzlies nowadays.
Yep.
Do you still have the NBA in your mind?
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, I never cancel out any opportunity. If the NBA was to come calling, obviously, I would address it with my agent and see what the interests are about. But yeah, I'm never one to really block out any idea of going to a certain team or a certain league. So I don't know what's in my future. Obviously, I can only control what's happening right now, and it's the next game against Olympiacos. So who knows what's in the future, but I'm never one to cancel it out.
Thank you very much.